These are my pickups for the last couple months. There's quite a bit to go through, so I'm gonna get started. So I'm gonna start with the biggest items, like not purchase wise, just they don't fit on my table with all the other stuff I picked up. So for $30 Canadian, I picked up just the box for the Intellivision 2. I already had the system. It doesn't have the styrofoam insert, or if it came with a styrofoam insert. This one I don't know if it came with one. It came with something to place the system in and whatever. But at my retro store that I go to, they had it for 30 bucks, and I wanted to complete my system, well, at least with the box. And then I went back a couple weeks later, and then it had the ColecoVision box. This one was only 10 because this one's in, like, even though like the colors and everything look like really nice, like if I just showed you this, you would think the box is like brand new. But yeah, so it doesn't have the styrofoam insert. This one I had to tape because it was flimsy as hell. And I didn't know this at the time, but ColecoVisions didn't have like a normal way to open the box. You had to literally rip the flap to get into the system. So if you see that on a box, that is the reason why. So yeah, it's still pretty cool because I have the system already, like I said. And yeah, I want to get the box for all the systems that I have loose. Next, let's see. Well, these I picked up at a convention that I just came back from. It was on Saturday. I picked up Game Fan magazine. These I haven't looked through. I'm gonna wait till I actually look through it for my channel like I normally do. EGM for Turok 2. These things are kind of cool, but kind of obsolete in a way. So this is a Quick Shot Whizmaster. I paid 10 bucks at the convention. Came with the accessories like the knobs to play, but it works on Sega systems, Atari, Amstrad, Commodore, SBI, whatever that is, MSX. For 10 bucks, I wasn't gonna say no. For also 10 bucks, I wasn't gonna say no to this. The box is beat up, but I've never seen the TV tuner anywhere except for at this convention, and the guy offered it for 10 bucks because technically it would be obsolete except for the fact that it has a little thing here. You could connect an old antenna. You could buy an adapter and you could hook up, and if you wanted to, you could play PS5 on your Game Gear screen, which is cool. I'm gonna probably buy that adapter thingy, and maybe I'll make a video about that. But anyway, so that's kind of funny. And then I picked up a bunch of games. So I'll start with the more recent. So I was at Best Buy a couple weeks ago, and they had this on sale, so I picked up Valhalla. I always like the Assassin's Creed games, so picked it up. They also had Mirage, so I also picked that one up. This was a purchase. I pre-ordered this at EB Games, or GameStop, the Canadian version, pretty recently. Never played this, but it always looked fun to me. So, picked that one up. Had to pick up Princess Peach. Haven't played it at all yet, but it looked kind of fun from what I saw. All the transformations that she does. So I was happy to pick that up. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This got good reviews and it just looked interesting. And a friend of mine said he downloaded the demo and it was really good. So I picked that up. Picked this up because it was kind of cheap. I think I paid like 15 or 20 bucks at my retro store that I go to. Usually the Lego games are fun, so I'll pick that up. Hong Kong Massacre. I got this from VGP Games, I believe. Yeah. I can't remember the other game. Something Banana. but the way that you control it, it's kind of like Max Payne in a way, with the slow motion like gunplay and stuff. Just looked interesting. Picked up Gimmick Special Edition at my retro store that I go to. Never played it, but I always thought it could be cool. Demonica Everlasting Night. This is the Elite Edition that just was a limited number, I guess. Picked this up with the Hong Kong Massacre at BGP. So that looked interesting. Also picked this up, that same purchase from BGP. Death Wish Enforcers. This is basically like Sunset Riders type of gameplay. You can play 4 players. It just look fun, so I wanted to pick that up. The Castlevania Advance Collection. Picked this up at my retro store again because I wanted Dracula X, which is the Super Nintendo version. I never played any of the Game Boy Advance games. I'm not a huge, like, what do you call it? I'm not huge into those type of games, portable games. I'm more of a console guy. Had to pick up Radiant Silvergun. They had it at my store. I wanted to pick it up at BGP, but they kept selling out every time I want it, because I don't like buying just one game. So I wanted to get like at least a couples to make it worth it for the shipping. And yeah, they kept selling out. So then I was at my retro store picking up another thing that I ordered, and they had 1 copy left, so I picked this up. Looked like a fun game, so I picked it up, and getting up there in price. Gargoyles Remastered. Heard there's like problems with this. I really enjoyed the Genesis one, even though I found it pretty hard. This one is supposedly harder from what a friend of mine said, but I don't know. Sonic Superstars. This was on sale, so I picked it up. I'm not even that big of a fan of Sonic, but I buy every Sonic game. Like, I don't know why. This looked fun because it was 4 players, but yeah, pick that up. Streets of Rage for the Anniversary Edition. Technically, I already had the regular Streets of Rage I bought from Limited Run, but this has the DLC on the cart, so I'm a physical collector, so when I heard that had the DLC, I had to pick it up. The Telnet Shooting Collection has some good games on there. Guys RS, Granada, Psychic Storm, and Avenger. So I was happy to pick that up. Also, I already had this one, but this is another thing that had the DLC on it. So I picked up this, and I just traded away my regular copy that I had. So yeah, happy to have this. Really good game. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider. I don't remember who played it, but it just looked like a fun, like Mega Man type game from what I remember. It's been a while since I saw the video, but it looked pretty interesting. Going with games I picked up while I was out of town a couple months ago. Picked up Lego Jurassic World. Got a good price, so I had to pick it up. A game I'd never heard of, Gravity. I don't know if it's kind of like Marble Madness or like, not exactly obviously because the graphics and the game style, whatever. But it looks pretty cool. Blazing Angel, Squadrons of World War II. I don't know how good the game is, but you know, dogfighting games, some of them are pretty good. Another game I never really see was cheap. Whatever, National Professional Paintball League Championship Paintball 2009. I guess it's like a third-person shooter. I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever, for the price I picked it up. This didn't pay that price, but it had the box. Obviously, it doesn't have instructions. It says right there, no instructions. I already had this game loose, but I'd rather get it, what do you call it, with the box. So this game looked pretty cool. Kind of like the way that Jungle Strike and Urban Strike and those type of games, that's how it plays, except you're in a jet. So when I saw this, they had it, I had to pick it up. I also had to pick this up, Rock and Roll Racing on the Super Nintendo. Really good racing game. But yeah, there's a lot of like music that you can get copyright stricken for. But yeah, it's a really good game. I have a lot more games to go through. Let's see here. I picked up this. I paid, I think I paid $10 or $15. I already had this again, but it came with the box. So I enjoyed, even though it's pretty hard, I enjoyed playing this. So for the price, I had to get it. Just traded in my doubles like I usually do if I have doubles. Picked up this, the La Mulana 1 and 2 Hidden Treasures collection. Came with a puzzle, soundtrack, yeah, art book. I wanted to get this at GameStop when it first came out, but for some reason they didn't, like it exited from their system and it didn't get it. So when I saw my retro store had it, I had to pick it up. It's kind of heavy, so I'm going to put it aside. Also picked up Flying Dragon. Didn't have this one, but the box art looked really cool. Kind of like, what's that? Can't ring a bell. But you know what game I'm thinking of that you do. Walk to the right, Kung Fu or whatever. Walk to the right or left, just kick or punch these guys. And I think it has boss battles and whatever. So that was pretty cool. Picked up this because I'm trying to get like the North American Master System games, but when my retro store had this, I had to pick it up. Master of Darkness, it's complete. Basically, like a Castlevania game, but on the Master System. Been wanting to get this forever. When I saw it on the website, I ordered it right away, and then I picked it up like the day after. This, I didn't pay exactly that price, but I paid pretty high. This is a game I wanted for a long time, but I never see it anywhere, or I didn't find it. Like, I found it once, but a friend of mine screwed me over. That's a long story. But yeah, so I'm happy to finally get this. Darkwing Duck. It's a really good game. Really good game. Now I can actually play it. I only play games that I own. Physically. These are really old games. Odyssey II, Out of This World, and Helicopter Rescue. Picked this up because they were $5 each at a game. Was it a Renaissance or Value Village, something like that, while I was out of town, either Toronto or Halifax. Swords and Serpents. This is for the Intellivision, also $5. So picked it up because I didn't have it. And these are from a convention that I just came back from. I went on Saturday. I picked up a bunch of stuff. Those magazines. Picked up Virtual Racing. Pretty much, well, not all of these, but most of these, whatever the price says, I got them for half price because the guy was just doing a half price sale. So Virtual Racing Complete. So whatever the halfway mark is, I hate math. So whatever it was still a good deal. Crossfire, this guy wanted 65. I got it for 50. The game art on the thing is a little damaged, but yeah, still a cool game. Wanted to play this from what I saw. Arcade Classics, one of my favorite games on the Atari and in arcades. Missile Command, Centipede. Got this for $7.50. Doesn't have the book, but whatever. It's pretty cool. Picked up Hang Time. This was the first game on the N64 that I ever owned, that I bought for myself. I owned it before I even owned the system. And I didn't even know for a long time that it had it on Super Nintendo and Genesis. I already have the Super Nintendo one loose, but this one was complete in box. And this one, I believe, was $15. Yeah, he had it listed for $30, and it was 50% off. So $15, so I'm happy to have it. Even though it's a sports game, it's a really good one. Picked up this. I offered the guy $160. This is a game I always wanted. It's in really good shape, like really good shape. Basically, I used free money in a sense, or else I wouldn't pay that much for a sports game. But supposedly it's pretty hard to find because I only find it at conventions, and this is the only time that I had not my money to play with. So yeah, I was happy to pick up that. Picked up this for 10 bucks. I remember playing this. I thought I owned it for some reason, but luckily I had my app on my phone. So Game Eye. So then I was like, okay, it's $10 and I don't have it. I remember it being pretty fun, but it's been a while since I played it. But $10 for a GameCube game, it's a really good deal. Picked up this because I just like the Guitar Hero games and Rock Band and stuff. This was $7.50, complete in box, because it's half price. Has 1 and 2 on there. It's pretty cool. Even though I already had 2 loose, I didn't have the first one, so I picked that up. Picked up Batman the Brave and the Bold for $7.50. Again, these are all Canadian prices. This looked like a cool beat 'em up. I think I saw this on maybe a Metal Jesus video, where they're just talking about games that you didn't expect to be good or whatever. And I heard this is pretty good, so I was happy to pick that up. This I never heard of. Gun, I really like that game. I own it on like 3 different consoles, and I beat it on every single one. This one I never even heard of. This was $15. It's on the PSP. I don't really buy portable games, but I never heard of this, and I think it's only a PSP exclusive. And yeah, there's new missions and stuff, so that'll be cool. Picked up Super Dodgeball Brawlers. This was $10. No label on the cart, which I don't know how the hell that happens, but for $10 I'm not going to complain. Everything else is in pretty good shape, and I heard this was pretty good, so I'm happy to have that. I went and traded in my doubles for this, for Steel Assault. This looked like a pretty fun game, so had to have it. Gotta catch them all. And then these are the last couple. Like I said, there's a lot of games in here. This one was $2.50. So it's Super Batter Up for $2.50. It's a baseball game. Well, it's probably okay for that price anyway. Spin Dizzy, never heard of it. I just had a picture of basically Marble Madness, but with this spindle just turning. It was $10. So whatever. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, I didn't pay that much for it. Picked up XMen. This is a horrible game, but it was $10, so I had to pick it up. If that one's a bad game, this is a pretty bad game too. $7.50. Yeah, I had to pick it up. This game, technically, I think you can only play with the Power Glove, which I do have, but I don't have the sensors. This was $10. Whatever. Still cool box art and stuff, so happy to pick that up. Again, 20 bucks. Had a sun faded box, but 20 bucks, pretty cool. Didn't own this one. Just looked like an interesting game, so I was happy to pick that up. Again, 20 bucks. Not gonna really complain. This one was 15. Clacks. I thought I had this, but I have it on the Master System. So there's a cool little puzzle game. The Conveyor Belt. You just have to match the colors and whatever. I only played it a little bit on the Master System to test it out, but it looked like a cool game. This was $7.50. It's a sports game, but it's still cool to have in the box. Bulls versus Blazers. I don't know if I ever played this on the Super Nintendo. It's probably on the Genesis also. Picked up Michael Andretti's IndyCar Challenge racing game. Don't know if it's any good. This one, I took the thing off because if you know these covers, sometimes they have a plastic foil on it. I took off the plastic foil because the guy didn't, I guess. And I think this was 15 also. Just a racing game, but it kind of looked interesting. As long as it doesn't do split screen for a one-player game, which I've seen, and it's just crazy to me. And then last but I guess least, depending on your point of view, NHL 93, which is technically my favorite NHL game. Everybody says 94, but to me, I just have more nostalgia for 93. Left, right goals. Everybody is equal. This was $10. It's complete. The Super Nintendo version is pretty bad. Like, the Genesis one is like 1,000% better. But, yeah. Still happy to have it complete in box. So, yeah. So, those are my pickups for the last couple months. And, yeah. Till next time. That'll do, pig. That'll do.